Hi everyone, my name is Shivani Kapoor and I work with Societe Generale Global Solutions Center as Associate Vice President. I have a total of 12 years of experience, predominantly has been in HR business partner domain. In my career, I've got opportunities to work with diverse set of industries, including financial services, e-commerce, education sector, been a consultant also for a short span of time. I'm a keen learner and someone who's always interested in learning and understanding human psychology. Especially on the behavioral competencies or the behavioral expectations, it helped us design and perform the psychometric assessments on the candidates, which is in line with the stated behavior. With these specs on functional and behavioral competencies, we started our recruitment process by creating a pool of probable candidates who went through a round of shortlisting against job requirements and followed by behavioral interviews with the line manager in HR. These interviews came in handy in the second round of shortlisting of these candidates and gave us a good level of understanding of each candidate's behavioral traits. After having interviewed a few candidates, we eventually shortlisted the top 3 who were put through a series of psychometric assessments. The first assessment that they went through was PSI, Personal Style Inventory. This assessment is based on Carl Jung's theory of personality types. Jung actually found recognizable and repeated behavioral patterns which is linked to our perception of the world. These patterns are very similar to MBTI personality types. The key difference between the two is MBTI attempts to measure how people usually behave, whereas PSI measures how people would prefer to behave. The next assessment that was performed on all the 3 candidates was TAT, which is Thematic Apperception Test. This is developed by an American psychologist called Henry Murray. This assessment is used to explore the underlying dynamics of the personality. In this test, candidates are shown 12 pictures of black and white and gray scales. The reason why we chose these pictures was because first, they're slightly ambiguous in nature and they portray emotion without any specifying details. Second, they correspond to major themes of psychoanalytic thought. It is a very, very powerful assessment that exposes the underlying inhibited tendencies, which sometimes could be hard to admit, as most of the times we are unconscious of them. Here, we administered this test on all the 3 candidates, followed by a detailed report preparation based on their stories, their needs, their feeling, their press, their outcome, and the interpretation of their emotions. The final test that was administered on all the candidates was RSI, Richmond Survey Instrument. Edgar Schein actually developed the idea of career anchors. In this assessment, we have looked at 9 career anchors, which is money, power, meaning, expertise, innovation, social affiliation, security, status, autonomy. These career motivators actually tell us what most people want out of their career and hence influence their decision making. This test was administered on all the 3 candidates and we prepared detailed reports based on their scores, their assessments, to have an idea on their prime career motivators. All the 3 candidates were called for personal interviews with hiring manager and the HR manager. During these interviews, they were probed on the behaviors, the drivers, and the beliefs that we found out from their assessments. And we found the candidate won as the best fit considering his drive for achievement and his result orientation, which makes him the best fit for the open role. Candidate 2 was identified as the next best fit because she demonstrated the need to be guided and trained, which may not be the right fit for the role because the role demands a huge amount of autonomy. The third candidate was outrightly rejected because we saw there were signs of loss, failure, and rejection in her behavioral assessments, and candidate was actually made of these signs emerging. Overall findings of the test results was very insightful, which helped us identify the best fit for this open role. CPTP certification from Middle Earth helped me gain insights into these three different kind of psychometric assessments. The analysis of the scores and the findings of these three tests provide me great amount of learning. The combined results of the psychometric assessments and the personal interviews eventually helped me identify my best fit for the role. It was extremely useful for the candidates to go through these psychometric assessments, be aware of their findings as well. Thank you so much, Middle Earth, for this learning and providing me this opportunity to showcase my project through this impactful platform. Thanks once again.